Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. As against Amber Heard, we, the jury, award compensatory damages in the amount of $10 million. As against Amber Heard, we, the jury, award punitive damages in the amount of $5 million. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, no. As against John C. Depp II, we, the jury, award compensatory damages in the amount of $2 million.
The conclusion of the blockbuster defamation trial between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard did not disappoint. The jury finding that both Hollywood stars defamed one another, with Depp emerging as the big victor, Johnny Depp being awarded $15 million after jurors unanimously decided that Amber Heard libeled him with actual malice when she wrote the 2018 Washington Post op-ed identifying herself as a victim of domestic abuse. Heard racking up a win on her counterclaim, with the jury deciding she was defamed by Depp's agent, who called her abuse allegations a hoax. Heard's being awarded $2 million, but is calling the ruling a setback for women. Depp wasn't there to celebrate. He was too busy rocking out in London, but he did release a statement, quote, "False, very serious and criminal allegations were levied at me via the media, which triggered an endless barrage of hateful content. Although no charges were ever brought against me, it had already traveled around the world twice within a nanosecond, and it had a seismic impact on my life and my career. And 6 years later, the jury gave me my life back. I am truly humbled." You know, we're blessed on the Five to have some sound legal minds here, people that have actually gone to law school. One was even a judge. So let's go to probably the most legitimate legal mind here. Jesse.
Yes.
Were you surprised by this verdict?
Oh, he's actually going.
I'm actually going to him. He said, "Come to me last." He said, "Come to me last."
I have followed this trial so closely. Where to begin?
Well, remember what we talked about at the beginning, that
Yes.
how Depp was willing to risk his reputation as a drunk in order to erase the reputation of being an abuser. So he was willing to lay everything out there and say, "I will let you make fun of me for the pills and whatever, but I'm not an abuser." And that's what he did.
It's kind of like the Russia hoax with Trump.
Right.
You know, they come out, they smear you with false allegations, and you never get your reputation back.
No, you
So you
don't.
have to sue. And that's what the president likes to do. Very similar. I haven't followed this as closely as the Sussman trial, but
Well, I'd be happy to talk about that.
you would?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll bet you would.
We are talking
We'll get
about
there in a minute.
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp used to be this great actor that could have any role he wanted to. He was this eclectic guy that did Edward Scissorhands and these oddball roles, but pulled it off really artistically. And then he hit pay dirt when he did these Disney films, you know, where he played the pirate, and he was gold. He was a made man in Hollywood, and she came and destroyed his life. And did something to a bed, I heard. Not really sure the details, but apparently she just got thrashed by his lawyers in court. And when you can afford good lawyers, they'll thrash your opponent. And that's what happens. And she was a very, very bad witness. And it looks like this was a correct judgment.
Yeah, she did not come off as appealing, Shannon. I don't know if she probably couldn't even get the role playing herself in this trial at this point.
I feel like the jury, to a lot of them, it did not ring true, what she was saying. Clearly, with this decision they've made, I got to tell you, all the things that we cover in the news, and a lot of it's inside baseball in Washington and New York and all these things, when I was with a bunch of friends in Nashville this weekend, this was the #1 topic at dinner. By the way, this was right after someone across the restaurant pointed to me and said, "Hey, look, it's evil Shannon Bream."
Yes.
That actually happened at
It
a restaurant.
sticks,
But
as it
people
should.
were absorbed. They had watched this. You know, so many trials aren't televised, but they were, the consensus at the table was she was really manipulative and that they didn't buy it. And none of us had been big Johnny Depp fans before this started, but once I started to watch the testimony, I thought, if I was a juror, I haven't seen every minute of this, but I have real questions about what she's had to say. And now the jury apparently agreed. She now says, she's upset about this, and she says, I seem to have lost a right I thought I had as an American to speak freely and openly. So she is not conceding anything at this point.
Well, she used the Me Too movement, and now she's betrayed the Me Too movement. You can't believe all women is basically what this case is saying. Judge, you were right from the beginning. I'm going to go ahead and say that. When we first covered this, you said, "I don't believe that lady." Those were your words.
Yes.
And you turned out to be vindicated, much like Mr. Depp.
Yes.
Exactly.
Look, here's the bottom line. For this woman to come out and say it's a setback for women, I think she needs to understand one thing, and that is that what she did was harmful to real victims of domestic violence. And I'm sorry for saying it again. I started the first domestic violence unit in the nation. I have dealt with battered women for 30 years. As soon as she started, it was clear she was not the victim. She was the abuser. And Johnny Depp had lawyers who could take her on. This Camila Vasquez was right on target with her. The tape recordings where she said, Johnny, you going to be a baby? Are you going to tell everybody I didn't hit you hard enough? It was difficult for this man to make a decision to put his whole life on the table, but he had nothing to lose. And when they said to him, what have you lost as a result of what she did? He said nothing short of everything. And so she tried to promote herself as being part of the Me Too movement, that here I am, a woman who's being abused. And she said, you know, the defense was, we didn't know if it was about Johnny Depp. Are you kidding? 2 years earlier, she tried to get a temporary restraining order against him, and it was in all the newspapers. But she was impossible to believe. And I would tell a jury as a judge, if you find that one witness has testified falsely with respect to one fact, you are free to disregard their entire testimony. This woman lied over and over again, and I feel free to say that on television. She lied. She was a liar, she was the abuser, and he was the victim. And let me just say one more thing. For him to take on this burden, which is not only proof that he was defamed, that she was talking about him, but that she was malicious. That jury had to really see right through her to say she was malicious. And they found for him $10 million compensatory, $5 million punitive damages. That's to punish you, Amber Heard.
Yeah.
For taking on this guy's life and destroying his life so you could be part of the Me Too movement. Don't give me this stuff, you know, it's a setback for women. You do not represent women. You represent the worst of women who try to falsely blame men. And that's the end of it.
There you go. You know, Jessica, two-part question. Johnny Depp obviously was not there. Was that a dumb idea or a bold idea in the sense that maybe he was giving her, you know, the big F you? You're stuck in Fairfax, I'm in London, and you're going to lose. And the second question is, should Joe Biden be impeached? Answer the second one first.
I'm going to not do that. I'm going to go with the first one and then say whatever I want.
Okay.
It was both a bold and a dumb idea at the same time. I thought that it didn't really have to do with sticking it to Amber Heard. He obviously, his lawyers did that, and he did it through the entire trial by being so composed and so open and honest. And I wanted to add to what you were saying originally and what the judge pointed out. He didn't actually just lay it all bare. He talked about being abused by his mother and that his mother abused his father as well. And watching a man, and I hate for this to have to be gendered, but it is. We talk about domestic abuse all the time, and it's usually in the context of women, but it is so much harder for a man, especially a man with that kind of reputation, right? He's a heartthrob. He's Kate Moss on the stand, right? And then we're all going back and looking at pictures of them together to lay that out there. And it reminded me of when Terry Crews testified on Capitol Hill and talked about being abused. That is not easy, and I hope that that makes us also more open to considerations of how much abuse men actually endure in society, both physical and emotional and verbal abuse. So bold and stupid because he had fans that were camped out at that trial. People remember that woman paying $30,000 every day. And I think that you show up and you say thank you for supporting me and kind of completing the arc of the entire trial. But I was shocked. Obviously, I'm not a lawyer. This seemed much higher than I expected. I thought that he was going to win. I did not know that it was going to be $15 million. And I will be interested to see what the first movie is that he gets cast in. You know, how quickly he's able to be rehabilitated.
Maybe a Fox Nation special or something like that?
I think that would be amazing, amazing. Yeah, great trials of the past. I'm your host, Johnny Depp.
I love it.
Or Pirates. You could do a whole thing on
Sparrow
Pirates.
for America.
I think we have the budget for it. You should see what they're paying me at Fox Nation.
I've read about that.
Yeah, yes, you know what?
Is that true?
Last word to Jesse. What does this say about love?
Oh, they hate each other.
Isn't that amazing? People can love each other and then just hate each other.
They call that a love-hate relationship.
Yes,
right?
they do. I have a hate.
Have you heard that before?
I have a hate with you.
Feelings mutual.
Yes. All right, coming up, gun control talks heating up in Congress as the far left demands confiscation.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.